Let's start with those escalating tensions with Russia. Russia saying Ukraine sent 6 U.S. missiles, U.S.-made missiles into Russian territory. Let's bring in Eamon Javers to explain the significance of all of this. Eamon, good afternoon.
Hey there, Kelly. President Biden authorized Ukraine just 2 days ago to use these American-made long-range Army tactical missile systems, they're known as ATACMS, to strike Russian territory. And now the Ukrainians have done just that, firing the missiles at Russian targets in the Bryansk region of Russia. Now, these are ballistic missiles with a range of about 190 miles. Previous Ukrainian strikes inside Russia had been made with Ukrainian drones, not American-made hardware. Now, in Moscow, the Kremlin announced that Russian leader Vladimir Putin has approved a new nuclear doctrine which says Moscow could use a nuclear attack in response to an attack by a non-nuclear country that's backed by a nuclear state. Read Ukraine and Russia there. But a report today by Signum Global Advisors argues the policy change doesn't really substantively change the situation because Putin can use nuclear weapons or not, no matter what the document's text actually says. And I've been talking to multiple CIA veterans today who have operational experience in Russia and in Ukraine. They're telling me the latest escalation could be useful for the incoming Trump team because it's a sign that both sides may be preparing for a negotiated settlement after Trump takes office. The Ukrainians trying to consolidate their gains on Russian territory, and the Russians saber-rattling to intimidate the West from supporting further action. Back over to you guys.
It sounds here like maybe what is taking shape is some kind of land for peace kind of swap. I mean, that's the sort of the implication here, is it not, Eamon?
Yeah, what one of the former CIA officers told me is that the interesting dynamic here is that the Ukrainians invaded the Kursk area of Russia. The Russians were determined to push them out and threw a lot of troops at that issue. Weren't able to do it. The Ukrainians have been able to hold on to a lot of that territory, not all of it. And that may be something that Zelensky is trying to really lock down those gains with these long-range missile strikes in order to say to the Russians, hey, if you're coming to the table, we're coming to the table with a big chunk of your territory as a negotiating tool. That may be what we're seeing here in the preamble. We'll see how the incoming Trump team decides to handle this. No indication just yet of what communication back and forth there's been between the outgoing Biden and the incoming Trump teams on all of this. But you have to imagine maybe at least some of that is happening as well.
I also gather that Russians, even as the Ukrainians escalate by using these American-made high-tech missiles, the Russians, too, are escalating. Overnight, I believe there was a serious attack on Kyiv, maybe another one in Crimea. The one on Kyiv was aimed at disabling power supplies, but also killed some civilians.
Yeah. And you see Zelensky taking to social media today. In some of his comments on social media were fascinating to me because he was talking about what the post-war era is going to look like in Ukraine. So clearly, Vladimir Zelensky also starting to think about what that post-war era will be and willing to communicate some of those thoughts to the West because the tweets were posted in English and also to his domestic audience in Ukraine.
Eamon, thanks very much. We appreciate that.